Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there, or struggled to remember a name you heard just minutes ago? What if a top neurologist told you there's a simple 60-second exercise that may help wake up your brain, sharpen your focus, and support your memory naturally, starting today? And the surprising part, you can do it right at home. No equipment, no pills, and no complicated routines. As we get older, many people start noticing small memory slips. Maybe you forget where you placed your keys. Maybe words don't come as quickly as they used to. Or maybe you feel mentally foggy during the day and sharper only at certain times. The good news is, in many cases, the brain is far more adaptable than people realize. Welcome back to Dr. Waterling Hub, where we break down simple health habits that may help you feel stronger, sharper, and healthier after 50, 60, and beyond. Today, we're talking about a fascinating brain exercise that neurologists and brain researchers often connect with better mental stimulation, focus, and memory support. It only takes about 60 seconds, but the science behind it is incredibly interesting. And no, this isn't magic. It's not a miracle cure. It's a simple mental and physical activation technique designed to stimulate different parts of the brain at the same time. Before we begin, remember this content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. If you have memory problems that are worsening or interfering with daily life, it's important to speak with your healthcare provider. Now let's get into it. The brain loves challenge. In fact, one of the worst things for memory is doing the same routine every single day without mental stimulation. Your brain thrives when it's asked to pay attention, coordinate movement, and process information in new ways. That's why neurologists often recommend activities that combine movement, concentration, and coordination together. And the 60-second exercise we're discussing today is based on exactly that principle. It's called cross-body activation. Here's how it works. Sit comfortably or stand if you prefer. Relax your shoulders. Now slowly lift your right hand and touch your left knee. Then switch. Lift your left hand and touch your right knee. Continue alternating slowly for about 60 seconds. That's it. Sounds too simple, right? But here's why this movement is so interesting. Your brain has two hemispheres, the left side and the right side. Cross-body movements force both sides of the brain to communicate with each other. This coordination activates neural pathways that are involved in attention, balance, focus, and memory processing. When you cross the midline of the body, the brain becomes more alert. In many ways, it's like waking up sleepy brain circuits. Now here's the important part. Don't rush through it. The key is mindful movement. As you touch each knee, really focus on the action. Pay attention to your breathing. Stay mentally present. Some neurologists compare this to giving the brain a mini warm-up session, and many older adults report feeling mentally clearer after doing it consistently. One retired teacher described it this way: "It felt like my brain turned back on." Now, of course, this exercise alone won't instantly restore perfect memory, but small daily habits can create meaningful changes over time. The brain responds to repetition. Think about physical exercise. You don't build strength from one push-up. You build it from consistent practice. Brain health works very similarly. What makes this exercise powerful is that it combines three important brain-supporting elements at once: movement, focus, coordination. And when these happen together, the brain becomes highly engaged. Researchers have long known that physical movement increases blood flow to the brain. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching brain cells. At the same time, focused attention helps strengthen neural connections. This is why activities like dancing, tai chi, and coordinated movement exercises are often recommended for older adults. But there's another surprising layer to this. Stress and anxiety can quietly damage memory. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to remember things when you're overwhelmed or worried? That's because chronic stress increases cortisol, a hormone that may affect areas of the brain involved in memory, especially the hippocampus. Simple calming exercises that combine breathing and movement may help reduce mental overload. So while this 60-second routine looks simple on the outside, it may help in multiple ways at once. Now let's make it even more effective. Here's a neurologist-inspired upgrade you can try. While doing the cross-body touches, say something out loud. For example, you can name animals: dog, cat, horse, elephant, or list fruits: apple, banana, orange, strawberry, or even count backwards slowly from 50. This creates what experts sometimes call dual task training. Your brain now has to coordinate movement and thinking simultaneously. That challenge is exactly what stimulates mental engagement. At first, it might feel awkward. You may lose track or pause. That's completely normal. In fact, that slight challenge is part of the benefit. Your brain grows through stimulation. One older gentleman shared that he began doing this exercise every morning before breakfast. After a few weeks, he noticed he felt more focused during conversations and less mentally sluggish during the afternoon. Again, everyone is different and results vary. But the principle behind this technique is supported by growing interest in neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and form new connections. For years, people believed the aging brain could not change much. But modern research suggests the brain remains adaptable far later in life than once believed. That's encouraging news, because it means small habits may matter more than we think. And speaking of habits, there are several other things neurologists often recommend alongside brain exercises like this. The first is sleep. Poor sleep is one of the biggest hidden causes of forgetfulness. During deep sleep, the brain actually processes and stores memories. Think of sleep as your brain's filing system. Without enough quality sleep, memories become harder to organize and retrieve. If you constantly wake up tired, your brain may struggle the next day. Another major factor is hydration. Even mild dehydration can affect concentration and short-term memory. Many older adults simply don't drink enough water throughout the day. Sometimes what feels like brain fog is actually dehydration and fatigue combined. Nutrition also plays a major role. The brain needs healthy fats, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals to function properly. Foods like berries, leafy greens, salmon, walnuts, olive oil, and eggs are commonly associated with brain-supportive nutrition. And one thing neurologists repeatedly warn about is inactivity. The brain and body are deeply connected. Long periods of sitting with little stimulation can contribute to sluggish thinking and reduced mental sharpness over time. That's why movement matters so much. Even short walks can help. Even standing up and stretching during the day can help. The brain likes circulation. It likes novelty. It likes engagement. And that brings us back to this 60-second exercise. The beauty of it is not complexity, it's consistency. You can do it while watching TV. You can do it in the kitchen. You can even do it before reading or working on a puzzle. Some people like doing it first thing in the morning because it helps them feel mentally awake. Others prefer doing it during that afternoon slump when their energy crashes. Try different times and notice how you feel. Now here's another interesting variation neurologists sometimes suggest. Instead of touching your knees, try touching opposite shoulders. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. Again, slow and controlled. You can even combine it with deep breathing. Breathe in slowly through the nose. Breathe out gently through the mouth. This may help relax the nervous system while stimulating brain coordination at the same time. And remember, mental health matters too. Loneliness and social isolation can negatively affect memory and cognitive function. Conversations, laughter, storytelling, and social connection all stimulate the brain in healthy ways. That's why staying socially active is so important as we age. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to subscribe to Dr. Waterling Hub for more simple health tips designed to help you stay sharp, strong, and independent as you get older. And if you've ever experienced brain fog or forgetfulness, comment below with the word focus. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's talk about one thing many people overlook: attention. Sometimes memory problems are actually attention problems. If the brain never fully focuses on information in the first place, it becomes harder to remember later. For example, have you ever introduced yourself to someone and forgotten their name immediately? Often it's because the brain was distracted during the introduction. Exercises that improve focus and awareness may indirectly help memory by improving attention first. That's another reason these coordinated exercises can be helpful. They train the brain to stay present, and presence matters more than people realize. One neurologist explained it this way: the brain remembers what the mind pays attention to. That's powerful. Now let's be realistic for a moment. There are times when memory changes should not be ignored. If someone experiences sudden confusion, major personality changes, getting lost in familiar places, or severe memory decline, it's important to seek medical evaluation. Not all memory issues are normal aging. Conditions like vitamin deficiencies, medication side effects, sleep apnea, depression, thyroid problems, and neurological disorders can all affect memory. That's why professional guidance matters. But for many people dealing with mild forgetfulness, stress-related brain fog, or mental sluggishness, small daily brain supportive habits may help improve mental clarity over time. And often, the simplest habits are the easiest to stick with. That's why this 60-second routine has become so popular. It removes excuses: no gym membership, no expensive equipment, no complicated learning curve. Just 1 minute of intentional movement and focus. And here's something else interesting. Children naturally do cross-body movements all the time while developing coordination and learning skills. Crawling, climbing, reaching across the body. These movements help develop communication between brain hemispheres. Some experts believe adults may benefit from revisiting similar coordinated movement patterns later in life. In other words, your brain may enjoy this kind of activity more than you think. Now imagine doing this simple exercise every day for the next month. Not because it's a miracle, but because consistent stimulation may support better mental engagement. Sometimes improvement happens slowly. You suddenly realize you're remembering appointments more easily, you feel more alert during conversations, you walk into rooms with more mental clarity. Small wins matter. And when combined together, they can improve confidence too, because memory struggles can be frustrating. Many people feel embarrassed when they forget things, but occasional forgetfulness is incredibly common, especially during stress, poor sleep, or busy periods of life. The goal is not perfection. The goal is supporting your brain in healthy ways every single day. Before we wrap up, let's quickly review the 60-second memory exercise. Sit or stand comfortably. Touch your right hand to your left knee, then touch your left hand to your right knee. Alternate slowly for 60 seconds. Stay focused, breathe calmly. For extra brain stimulation, say words, count backward, or name categories out loud while moving. Simple, gentle, accessible, and potentially powerful when practiced consistently. Remember, your brain is always listening to your daily habits. The foods you eat, the sleep you get, the stress you carry, the movement you practice, the thoughts you repeat. All of it matters, and sometimes the smallest actions become the most important over time. Thank you so much for watching Dr. Waterling Hub. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who wants to stay mentally sharp and independent as they age. And remember this, your memory is not just about age, it's about how you care for your brain every single day. We'll see you in the next video.